if you're a real estate developer or a businessman and you're putting those places on fire yourself, you're going to get caught.
You're going to get caught.
What you need is a local podcast, two guys with nothing to lose as your go-between. I don't have anyone that comes to the top of my head.
No.
But I'm sure you can find two guys with nothing to lose.
Maybe a guy who lives in a bad area. Maybe a guy who feels scared at night that he's going to get stabbed by a machete and wants to make enough money to say leave that area.
Maybe a guy who's not sure if it's a homeless camp or a really big family he doesn't talk to. He just wants to move to a different neighborhood.
Maybe a couple of guys with high-pitched voices. Do you know anyone?
Do you know anyone? Of the daughter in the cage. I liked it when I liked it, but I think it's crazy. I didn't like that this is an option.
Recording it? Jesus Christ.
But
this is insane.
I think it's crazy that like in 2003, people in Malaysia were like, hey, what I can do is just like put my kid on the internet and some English and like American and European sickos will just like pay me to torture and have sex with them. And we didn't turn the internet off. We weren't like, hey, this internet was a bad move.
Yeah, but
we said, hey, we should keep this going. We need to sell books and stuff. We got to do this.
Yeah, but I gotta get the stuff 2-day delivered. I need the internet. Okay.
One-click buying changed our economy forever.
I bought a Gay Pride Month Kobe jersey, and I need it here now.
Target sold me a swimsuit that I can tuck my penis in my butt crack. Okay, I need that delivered to my house immediately. There was that big push, maybe I don't know, a year ago or whatever, that Target was selling like tuck-friendly clothing. Do you remember?
That was a reality. That wasn't even you say push like it was like a narrative.
The narrative online was that it was somehow bad. And I'm like, who cares? If I want to hide my penis in a nice swimsuit, why are you guys mad at me? Do you want my penis visible?
Yeah,
Is that what you want? You want me to have the hog out in my swimsuit, or do you want a tuck-friendly swimsuit?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, don't buy it then. Don't let your kid fucking buy it if you hate it that much. If your kid wants it and you're cool with it.
My son wanted to wear a swimsuit, and if you can't prominently see his hog, I ain't gonna buy it. If you can't see that sick sausage outline on the outside, you must be gay. Okay, buddy? Man, what push-friendly clothing or tuck-friendly clothing is just where there's literally a pocket for your penis, right?
I believe so.
God, I want one of those built into my leg.
Maybe. Just like, couldn't you just wear like cup pants?
I reckon, yeah.
I'm not a father. I don't know.
1,000 ways to skin a cat. There's 1,000 ways to hide my cock, you know?
Yeah, that's the new novel on fatherhood by Bill Cosby. It's like number 7 is teach your kid how to ride a bike, but 1 through 6 is how to conceal the penis.
Now, a baby's penis always sticking out like an Audi belly button around the Cosby house. That's my Cosby impression.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
I've never tried a Cosby either with confidence, too. Just put it out there. I mean,
I'm
Cosby.
That sounded like that was an Odd Future chorus. I gotta talk my peen. Wild
Cosby household.
House.
Can you do a Cosby?
Sure. Now you got me fucked up.
Y'all got me fucked up.
Now y'all got me fucked up.
It's young Cosby.
Yeah.
I ain't scared of y'all motherfuckers. Young Cosby.
Hold on. Bring me up on Def Jam like it's Apollo Theater.
Okay.
2024, and I'm 2024. Bill Cosby is a 28-year-old comedian right now.
All right, we got a hot young guy on the scene. All right, he's a young bull out of New York City. Give it up. The Apollo Theater would like to welcome Bill Cosby.
Y'all see this shit at Target? Y'all see this? Hold on. I'm over here trying to take Rudy to the Target. And they said, and my son Theo said, oh, this is just racist. This isn't even
You
Bill
took him to
Cosby.
the Midwest. You took Minnesota Cosby out of you.
This is not even Bill Cosby.
I was at the George Floyd protest. Little Rudy said, I can't breathe.
I just do Jack Nicholson. I took my daughter to the Target. I said, tuck your penis. Put your hijab back on. I hate seeing you tuck your face away. I said, you're ugly. We like your cock.
Man, wait, was the Target thing that they were selling tuck-friendly clothing to kids, or was it just tuck-friendly clothing in general?
I believe in general, but because American children are so large, they can fit in adult clothes.
Okay, that's what I thought it was too. And
Yeah.
we're right about that, right?
Yeah, we're right.
And like the online thing was like they're trying to get your kids to tuck their penis, right? Man, I love the news. I love the news.
You know what that
dude.
was? There was like 3 guys, and you know it was women, 3 men who worked in newsrooms who were like, push the narrative that they want, and just get the phrase, get the word "want" and "child tucking penis" in the same headline. Maybe we'll manifest.
I'd like
That's
to get
what
in-
these creeps think.
I ask like an AI bot to do like, all right, show me Target executives in a boardroom talking about children tucking, and they're all like this. Going, My favorite article I saw recently was for the Austin Stone, a church in Austin, Texas.
Oh, brother, yeah.
you see this one?
Oh, I've been there.
Oh, me too, dude. Dude. Hell yeah. For dates, for girls?
No, I was in a real low point in my life, and I thought I needed the help of a bass guitar non-denominational church. I remember walking. I didn't stay the whole service. I was disgusted.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like, it's like all Young Life kids in their Birkenstocks.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like the church. This is not church.
It is.
Church
Girls,
is solemn.
You meet girls on Tinder that make you go there before they have sex with you to make sure that you also think it's a sin.
It's all preamble, where basically they're like, if he gets me if he gives me clap, he'll like pay for the antibiotics. You know, that's like that's what that whole thing is.
You'd be wrong, baby. Austin Stone. Austin Stone. There was this article about him, and the article on like the headline was like local pastor in hot water over inappropriate text messages.
Ooh,
but then
who
if
saw
you
that coming?
click the headline in the first paragraph, he was sexting a minor. And like someone in the newsroom was like, yeah, this pastor's sexting a minor. And they're like, hey, can we just say inappropriate text messages for the headline? They're like, oh, for sure, dude. Let's give him a little bit of give him a little bit of grace there, dude.
That said, hey, someone came into the newsroom at the Austin American Statesman, was like, this priest is texting a minor. Which church? Austin Stone. And 5 of them were like, fuck, that's where I'm taking this Tinder girl next week.
That's where I go see my morning rock shows.
Okay, is there any way we could, we'll get the message out there.
I think anyone that goes to a church like that also has to go to like one good rock concert one time and then just be
I
challenged.
thought you were
like
going to say
that.
prison.
If you spend more than 5 years at the Austin Stone,
if
you gotta check your hard
if you
drive.
go there knowing that that's happening, and you find, I mean, the whole narrative behind those Austin, and then there's like there's a billion Austin Stones out in the country.
Yeah.
Like, they're not named that, but they're that.
They're all
and
the
their
same.
whole idea to like the elder millennials, which are like people who are like born in the 80s, like trying to find Christianity now, is like they're like their whole thing, and maybe like Gen Z, but like more so like the people who are like older than us.
People that look like me.
No, but okay, whatever. But I'm
I'm
trying.
an older millennial, right? I'm 30.
Okay, I guess. But like, my point being is like, they're trying to market towards them by saying, we're not the Catholic Church that had Spotlight, the Boston Globe scandal, all this shit that you were a kid, all that pedophilia, all that like iconography, all that like jewels and like worship of false idols. This is like bare bones. This is like devout. This is, but it's also chill. You know,
Skinny
you can,
jeans and feelings.
You can wear a hoodie, and it's like, nope, turns out it's the same thing.
You can join ISIS. Okay, this church is cool. You can join ISIS.
My
Part of this church,
stepson
dude.
Xander's an ISIL.
Yeah. Man,
Oh my God, my stepson Xander's an ISIL.
the first time I heard, so I went to Austin Stone for a date before, right?
Uh-huh.
And just so you guys know, we had unprotected sex.
Nice.
Yeah, this was like 2013, dude. Back before we knew about the risks
Show
of unprotected
goes
sex.
on, all right. Oh, baby, the show goes on.
Man, we were really living in 2013, dude. That was crazy. But then years later, I found out that they were doing a baptism at the W Hotel's pool.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, if I had that much money, I would spend all of my money trying to invent a camel that could fit through the eye of a needle. That's what I would do. If I was a Christian with stupid W Hotel money, you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Jesus said it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven than it is for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle?
Hey, you know what? You took us there, and we you know, all right.
I don't want to get into heaven if you're there. That's me talking to the
Alright.
Austin Stone perverts.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Bad News. We'll probably edit some of that out. This is the Bad News with Sam Castillo and,
JT Kelley.
of course, our producer.
Hey, what's up, Jimmy Clifford?
That's right. This is
up,
the show where it's never pressing news. It's never, helpful news. It's bad news. This is the news that keeps you up at night. This is the news that you go, what? Why do I think about this now? And we try to make it funny. It's a comedy podcast. We're here at the Creek in the Cave in Austin, Texas.
The only comedy club in Austin, Texas.
I cannot. Well, yes. How do I answer this correctly and diplomatically?
The only comedy club open at 9 a.m. in Austin, Texas. That's
The
allows
only
us in
one
right
that
now.
will allow us to podcast it.
They said, a morning podcast? You guys are crazy. And I said, just crazy enough. That's what I said to him.
Yeah?
That's what I said to him.
They said, y'all almost fucked up like that Def Jam.
I've been working on my Cosby impression.
I have not. And I want to apologize to the good Dr. Cosby for that accidentally insensitive I tried. I tried to do a good take.
Now it's time for us to just listen and learn, all right? The good Chairman Cosby, we're going to watch your early shows.
Chairman now.
The good Chairman Cosby, we're going to watch your early shows and just glean.
The
Just
Reverend
glean.
Chairman Cosby.
The Honorable Reverend Cosby.
Bishop. You just keep promoting him.
Secretary of State Cosby. Benghazi.
Oh, I like that. Benghazi.
Benghazi Cosby.
A guy who's just like shit-faced. If you look at the emails about Hillary, she knew about Ben Cosby. She left them the dare to die in Benghazi.
Man, I have no idea what happened in Benghazi, but I hope all
Really?
those guys are all right.
It happened on September 11th.
That's why I'll always remember. Benghazi, 9/11.
The long and short of it is, like, when we were kicking the tires of countries of where to put like drone bases to start the Arab Spring in 2011. This is right afterwards in 2012. We're like, how do we like further dismantle like autonomy in this region so that we can eventually go in and grab the resources in the late 2010s and early 2020s? We're like kicking the tires for like, where do we put CIA black sites? And so a lot of they were Green Corps, which is like the intelligence service of the U.S. Army. And then some guys in the CIA and a few Green Berets went to this chancellor, I guess would be the word, which is like it's an envoy, which isn't the ambassador, but it's someone who works for the ambassador's like compound in Benghazi. And they knew that it wasn't going to be like safe enough to stay for like a couple of days. But the U.S. government did, but didn't inform these guys. And then basically like locals who wanted those Americans dead just outnumbered them and killed them. And the big idea is that the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, and her office knew that it wasn't safe for those Americans to be in that compound and then didn't let them know that they shouldn't stay there.
But they were nodding off on adrenochrome, so they couldn't make it in time.
Oh, man,
That's what happened.
here's the thing: they put the Jolly Ranchers in the double cup. They had the adrenochrome. they had that hydrocodone syrup. Tyga was there. It was a good chill. It was a good
cups.
hang.
One is Sprite, the other one is pure virgin blood. And that way, if the cops come, you can just spill the bottle.
I'm on that good kush adrenochrome. I got some down bitches I can phone.
Don't know what I do without runaways.
Long as my Bill Cosby loves me.
Man, we got stories today.
Yeah.
We actually did a cool amount of we did more research on this because we've been researching this for a few months on accident, just talking about it. Sending articles back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
What are we pulling into? What's the first one on the doc?
Well, I was going to do the one about the machete stabbing that happened
I don't know
outside
anything
of my
about. I
house.
learned about that this morning. That was crazy.
Oh, well, my laptop will work. So if you go into the Google Doc that I share with you, it says episodes 7 and 8. I have a section on that says fun stuff.
Where we keep it light.
And there's one that says machete death outside Sam's apartment 10 months ago.
We're keeping it silly, though. And also, the guy didn't die.
No, he didn't. So we're not making light of his death. But
We're making light of his serious injuries.
this is a and the reason why this video is resurfacing is it happened less than a year ago, but then there's been a few different unrelated like machete attacks. Like there was a machete attack 5 days ago.
We feel like downtown London in this shit. It's crazy.
That's not a knife. No, that's a knife.
Because like 8 blocks from the comedy club we're recording this at, there was a machete attack like 4 or 5 days. It was at Tuesday, and then there was like another machete attack like 4 months ago, and so there's been like I don't know like 5 in the last couple months. But it's open. The thing is like in Texas, it's actually legal to open carry swords.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. Like not only can you open carry guns, but it's actually you're allowed to walk around with a machete on the sidewalk.
I typically have a 6-foot broadsword across my back when I walk down the neighborhood. They call me the Knight of Hyde Park. It's kind of like a thing I've been doing for the past few years. I like neighborhood watch, but with a sense of honor.
Well, as a pussy getting weeboo, I actually walk around with one of those Kingdom Heart key swords. And I have my half Korean girlfriend's name etched onto it, Jessica. And every time I machete someone, I say, "This is for you, Jess."
Dude, it is like Red Dead Redemption and just walk around with a fucking machete. Like, that's crazy.
Dude,
Have you ever seen someone with a machete that didn't plan on using that machete, like, immediately?
No, I've always, every time I've attacked someone, I had it on my person.
You knew I grew up weird and homeschooled, right? Have I told you that?
Yeah.
So like part of our weird homeschooledness is we didn't celebrate Halloween. We would celebrate the Harvest Festival, which
Yeah, that's
sounds
the
way more
weird thing about
pagany.
homeschooling.
So there's this one
Not the whole
homeschooler-
concept. The whole.
There's a lot of pieces to homeschooling that I would say are a little abnormal. But
Not the idea.
learning at home should be normal. Learning at home is normal. My mom's good enough at math for me to get the gist, in my opinion. I don't know algebra, but I've never had to use algebra in my life.
My mom came close to
Yeah.
getting a cosmetology degree, and that makes her qualified to teach me algebra.
My mom has her associate's degree in social work from Mississippi in the 70s.
Which is
Just trying not to be racist.
at that point, was Jim Crow still
Yeah,
happening?
their lesson in social work class was like, "What are blacks?" And everyone goes, and they go, "People." And they go, "Yeah, there it is. There it is." And they go, "This is changing the world right here, Mississippi, baby."
The TA whispers to the professor, "We need to go multiple choice instead of open response."
My mom also went to school right by New Orleans in Mississippi, right? And so she was really into the guys that stomped the yard. And so she loves those Stomp the Yard movies. We watched those growing up. I wasn't allowed to watch PG movies except the Stomp the Yard movies growing up. And she go, "I love watching them boys stomp." You know, back home growing up, them boys stomped once a year. Big event. All the black fraternities come out and they'd stomp together. But when I was homeschooled, we didn't celebrate Halloween. We celebrated
the
Harvest
Yard.
Festival. And there was a guy that came to the Harvest Festival with a samurai sword, like a real one, like a katana, dressed
Nice.
like a samurai, very homeschool activity. And the guys at the gate were like, "Hey, don't come in with a real sword." He's like, "No, I'm going to keep watch of it really tightly." But a kid grabs at his sword and he tries to stop it and he grabs the blade and loses a finger. Yeah. And so one of weeks later, one of the pastors of the church was like, "Hey, what lesson did you learn about bringing a sword to church events?" And he goes, "That I must keep close watch under my weapons." That's the most memorable thing of being homeschooled. Is this guy was like, "I learned that I must always watch my sword as a samurai."
he goes, "As a man of the blade."
But yeah, if you got that blade on you, it's to cut.
Right.
It's whether you like it or not. It's like that story. It's like when you add a gun into a story, the gun's going to be used, right?
Yeah, Chekhov's gun.
I
Don't
just
bring...
fucking put a gun on the table right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have swords to use.
Man, well, we're not gonna do that. I was gonna talk. Nope. All right, so this is a video, and there are all these machete attacks. I'm not trivializing any of the people who were harmed. What?
Except this guy who was harmed.
No,
This guy who was harmed is a little funny.
no.
It's a
He
little funny.
lived. He lived, and we're happy that he
The
lived.
boy who lived.
What's funny is like, I'm like someone who always like underplays crime in his head. Like I'm just surrounded by like people in my life who are like, oh my God, you're moving there. they just slit your throat at the red lights.
I'm scared to go to Mexico because I believe that.
And they're like, and Sam, you're a pussy. You can't defend yourself. And I'm like, all right, this is why I call home once a month, you know. And it's like you know, I always am like, I live safer than where I think I live. And this is like the actual corner that I live on. Like that's the actual intersection that I live on. And this guy was stabbed by 4 guys with a machete in broad daylight.
I like that 4 guys shared one machete.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
I would love to have 4 close friends like that. That sounds so good.
If you can fast forward to like, or let's just right for the top. It's,
Yeah, let's just watch the video.
You know.
When'd you over?
It was a huge shock. I was in such disbelief with myself that I couldn't even bear to look at the injuries.
It was just another evening for Joshua Walker as he walked his dog in East Riverside. But things took a turn for the worse after he passed a homeless camp.
A guy grabbed me by my neck and said he said, I'm taking your dog. And I said, no.
Give him the dog.
No. I thought it was a joke.
He says 4 attackers with 2 weapons, a knife and a machete, approached him.
Last thing I remember really was getting pricked
I
him.
know they move fast, but those 4 guys that approached him, did they look homeless to you guys? I don't think so.
Well, let's pull them up again. Let's see. Let's judge the homelessness of these people.
Yeah.
Because we might have a bit of a struggle session here. Because the new homeless in Austin.
The neo-homeless.
The neo-homeless movement in Austin.
The neo-houseless.
They look like episodes or people in the show Breaking Bad. Like they look barely homeless, fresh homeless. They look like they're barely off their feet, more drug addicty than homeless.
I like that you think that people from New Mexico are like nearly homeless.
Those are the best. If you're gonna ask me, hey JT, which homeless do you want to break bed with? I'd be like the guys that are like extras in Breaking Bad. That type of homeless.
Why?
Because they aren't like because there's the
Just
type
say
of homeless
cholo,
that
asshole.
are wearing like 4 different pairs of pants, and if you're wearing 4 different pairs of pants, I know there's something wrong with you.
Wait,
you know what I mean?
You like the guys who wear long johns and then shorts above it so you can see the long johns.
Exactly. I want to know what's going on there. If you have that many pockets on your person, you're hiding something.
Right.
You're hiding something and you're dangerous. Do you guys remember bag ladies? The people that would just have big stuff in their shopping carts and push around?
Who is this?
Bag ladies. Like ladies that would
bag
just
ladies.
carry tons of bags.
Yeah.
Homeless people that had essentially little choo-choo trains of shopping carts. That's the traditional type of homeless person. I give $1 to those fuckers. Those guys that go, yeah, you get $1. You're about this life, dude. You're practically an Eskimo of trash just making little igloos everywhere. The new type of homeless just look like dudes that live out of their cars. The new type of homeless, the neo-homeless, those are just people that like live in Walmart parking lots and failed at van life. Like the type of homeless that like have like plastic bags around their feet and then put their boots on, I'm like, you're homeless. These guys are just drug addicts.
So you're saying our last guest, Riley, was...
Borderline. She is like, Riley is like 3 really bad months away from being a scary dude in the Walmart parking lot.
So that's like someone who's temporarily homeless.
Yeah,
someone who's about to get back into like someone who's living on the streets of Riverside who's about to get back into my apartment building.
Yeah, they could have been your neighbor with a few extra roommates a year ago.
I mean, it's crazy because this is like I can see this from my window. Like that's what's nuts. So
it'd be so funny to see Sam with a machete and these guys.
and the whole time I'm like, hey, you know, like I'm doing my Def Jam impression.
Doing the Cosby.
Do you think this sounds like Cosby? Okay, so these are the actual guys? They got a video footage of them?
That's
How big is
what
that?
some passerby or
Pause. Zoom. Enhance.
we don't have that technology.
You can't zoom and enhance on this?
No.
What type of news show are we running here?
Yeah, this isn't what is that Tom Cruise movie? A Minority Report.
Zoom in, definitely a minority. Zoom back out.
Exactly. Yeah. Hold on. Might be a tan white guy. Let's.
Yep. All right. Well, let's just play. Let's see how they walk. I'll do body language analysis on
Might
these
be
guys.
a guy from Southern California.
Yeah. He walks gay.
Attackers with 2 weapons, a knife and a machete, approached him.
Yeah, those guys look more like gangbangers than homeless people, right?
So in the comments of this video, there was a comment who was like, this guy got really, you can see the sign for the bar behind him. It's called Fraser's Bar. I don't want to, now people just know where I live. But like,
come over to Sam's house.
Yeah, I live at that. And so a comment was like, homie got trashed at that bar and probably repeatedly asked those guys if he could buy drugs, and they attacked him. And
oh, that makes sense.
I mean, I don't want to be smirching. Maybe there was a homeless attack. I don't know. Regardless, you shouldn't stab somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of what was said that led up to it, we're glad this guy's alive. And the major takeaway is that people are wielding blades outside of my
We
home.
try not to take political sides. We really try to be as unbiased as we can. We will both say you probably shouldn't stab somebody, okay? If that gets us canceled, come and attack us. You probably shouldn't stab somebody, okay?
If that gets me canceled. If that's what...
This is the hill we die on. You probably shouldn't stab someone, okay? And if you do, you better have a really freaking good explanation, buddy.
Okay, boo.
And we'll hear you out.
I'm gonna let you defend your sword.
Yeah, defend your sword to me. But yeah, it looks like just 4 regular neighborhood guys. Yeah, guys in a neighborhood. Not
we can
people
X
that live
this
outside.
out. We can X this out. There's a lot more like machetes out in the world, but but the next thing we wanted to talk about is what time is it right now? Oh, we got plenty of time. Okay, great. If you can go scroll all the way up, see this one, the first video. That one right there. So this is an interesting case. This happened 48 hours ago. A local car dealer tycoon was arrested this week for setting a building on fire. And to understand why the building was set on fire, you need to understand that like Austin, Texas has been one of the most over-speculated real estate markets in the country for about 4 or 5 years now, right? But all three of us have seen like the cost of living here just scream up high,
skyrocket too, in like a terrifying way. Like no exaggeration, the way that it's skyrocketed as far as like everything cost is unimaginable. If you don't live in Austin or if you haven't looked it up, look up how much rent is now on Zillow and then Google how much it was 5 years ago. It's like literally 800%. Like, it has gone up 800%. That is fucking unheard of. It's insane. We don't have rent protection or anything to protect renters here. All the laws favor the landlord, Arkansas style. Like, it's wild.
You look at bigger states with like big cities like Chicago or California or New York. They have minimum wages of $15. Mm-hmm. The minimum wage in Texas is $7.25,
and we're happy for it. Right. We're thankful. Thank you.
It's less than half of the minimum wage of states with cities that are comparable to real estate prices as ours. But with that, when you see the value of land, and these prices just go up because more people want to live here, which makes the land more valuable. You see people get in at the wrong time investing in real estate, and there's a lot of things that happen afterwards. They either sell the land at a loss, they hold it until the land gets value again, and there's money to pump back into the development and sell it, or you set the bitch on fire.
Set the bitch on fire.
And we're seeing there's been multiple arson cases in the last couple months in Austin, or at least I've noticed that. There's been a couple, and it's like, this is the one where like it's on camera, there's eyewitnesses, and they actually figured out who it is, and so that's why I didn't want to like just talk in like speculation, have you guys been seeing all these arson cases, like until we actually have one to show.
This is the thing too. If you're a real estate developer or a businessman and you're putting those places on fire yourself, you're going to get caught.
You're going to get caught.
What you need is a local podcast, 2 guys with nothing to lose as your go-between. I don't have anyone that comes to the top of my head.
No.
But I'm sure you can find 2 guys with nothing to lose.
Maybe a guy
would be doing this for
maybe
you.
A guy who lives in a bad area. Maybe a guy who feels scared at night that he's going to get stabbed by a machete and wants to make enough money to say leave that area.
Maybe a guy who's not sure if it's a homeless camp or a really big family he doesn't talk to. He just wants to move to a different neighborhood.
Maybe a couple of guys with high-pitched voices. Do you know
anyone? Do you know anyone?
Caught on camera, an older man enters the old Mellow Johnny's bike shop location carrying a gasoline container at around 3:45 in the afternoon this past Sunday. Inside, investigators say the man poured the gasoline, lit matches, and watched it burn. After about 10 minutes, police say the man is then seen walking out of the building and back to his Mercedes-Benz. Fire crews arrived and found the fire and smoke inside. The sprinkler system was spraying water and controlling the fire. Fire investigators say the door lock appeared to have been drilled out. After watching the surveillance footage, one of the investigators said he immediately recognized the man and his vehicle from another arson that happened on South Congress on February 20th. 75-year-old Dorsey Brian Hardiman was identified as the person of interest in that case. He's been arrested for felony arson and felony burglary for the most recent case. Hardiman is the owner of Continental Automotive Group, which has several dealerships in Austin, including a Mercedes-Benz dealership. Documents reveal he also owned the property next door to the place set ablaze. The owner of it said Hardiman had previously asked to buy the property, but never did.
You know who would never do this? Leif Johnson Ford.
So why... The theories of why he set it on fire was he either wanted, like, when a business goes, like, out, like, when the neighboring business to our business goes out of, like, closes,
it's bad news.
It actually negatively, like, it can hurt your business shop. The other idea is, like, if you've put bids in on something and they're not selling, sometimes you just set it ablaze to devalue it so much so that you can buy it on the cheap. I didn't have enough time. I found out this story. This story happened 48 hours ago. And we've been pressed with we both have day jobs and we both are working comics at night, and so I ran out of time to like go through old documents that I did in an old story where there are multiple cases of people setting apartments on fire because they want to buy them on the cheap, tear them down, and build new apartments in Austin, Texas. And one of the cases is like on Barton Skyway, which is like where a big place of like apartments are, and a very scenic part of West Austin off of Mopac. We'll talk about that story soon. The reason why, if you go to the next link that says KXAN, right there, that one, it talks about a couple of attorneys. If you scroll in the middle, and that's okay if we can't find that exact wordage, but Dorsey Brian, who is the name of the alleged guy who set this building on fire, retained a specific law firm that I've been obsessed with in Austin for a couple years now, which is the law office of Minton and Bassett. They are old school, old money, like power broker lawyers in Austin, Texas.
They're the types you see in movies.
Their law office is across the street from the old county courthouse on Lamar and 11th Street. It is, they renamed the road, that section of 11th Street on Lamar, to Roy Q. Minton Street. Just for that one block in honor of the founding Minton. It's run by his son, Perry Minton, now. And Perry Minton and his partner, Sam Bassett, they've covered some of the wildest cases in this city. They covered... I can't remember his name, but the son of the LBJ press secretary who shot his teacher with a rifle in the front of his class in the 70s at that middle school off of Steck Ave on Far West Boulevard. They defended the Orange Tree murders where the UT student shot and sawed up his classmate in the bathtub while high on Xanax. They defended... they covered the case with the yogurt shop killings in the 90s, which was an insurance fraud scheme because those girls and the building were also set on fire. And they also defended the Eli Garza case, which is the guy who set the buildings on Barton Skyway in West Austin. He burned these apartment buildings down so that he could buy them on the cheap, sell and redevelop new apartments. This is a law firm. Allegedly, I should say, I'm accusing these guys of so much.
This is a comedy show. We can say whatever we want.
Here's the thing. This is all for entertainment purposes. Just like the NFL, this isn't a real sports league. We're actually just entertainment.
This is the WWE of dudes chatting.
Right. This is all scripted. This is all fake. What we're saying, none of it's real.
We scripted the Cosby impressions.
All of that. We scripted the machetes. But this is a law firm in Austin, and we're not saying that they're bad actors. We're not saying they're bad guys. We're not saying they orchestrated the crimes at all. We would never. That's not true. But what we actually are saying is they find themselves in arson cases a lot. They find themselves in these situations where powerful people are knowingly doing bad things, and these are the defense attorneys. These are the guys they hire. These guys are innocent. These lawyers are innocent, but it's always been a history of these types of cases. So whenever I saw this story, I thought, there's no way they're not going to hire Sam Bassett and Roy Q. Minton. And I'd like to devote a couple episodes to some of the cases that they've defended and covered. It's just inherently interesting as a citizen in the city.
Yeah.
And I mean, anytime you have lawyers like this, where like you said, they're connected, they're old money, they're political, they're clearly in with the government. I mean, Jesus Christ, the street's renamed after the founder of this firm.
Across the street from the courthouse.
And then they hire you for the sexiest cases, the ones that are talked about on true crime podcasts, the ones that you see online. It's interesting. I haven't seen their name, anything related to the Container Bar suicide. But people like that, it's like, oh, you know someone or someone knows you. You're someone important that, you know, goes unsaid. That's just so interesting. And if you don't have like a sicko obsession with people like that, I feel so sorry for you. I pity you. I pity that the worms in your brain don't chomp away and say, ask the right questions, you know?
When you're teaching your kid how to throw a Frisbee, I pity you.
Pity you. Oh, you're just going to enjoy brunch on a Sunday afternoon? You fool.
Oh my God, you're dancing with your wife at your niece's quinceañera? What the fuck are you doing with your life?
Wake up.
Go to a windowless room and start looking into old court cases.
Do you not have other friends in their 30s that obsess over this that you can chain smoke cigarettes with and talk about too?
Late 20s.
You fool. You fool. Yeah, sorry, I'm a hot 19-year-old in case you weren't sure. If anyone watching wants to know how old we are, I'm 19 going on 20. Sam?
I'm the older brother. I'm 20 and a half.
But he's really mature.
But I'm troubled.
Real runaway energy, if you will. Real Johnny Gosh over here.
Molested. No. Nope. Kidding. We'll beat that out.
You weren't molested?
No.
Oh,
no.
Jack, were you molested, Jimmy?
No.
Am I the only one in this room that was molested? I feel like most guys were molested. I read a statistic one time that 1 out of 4 men are molested growing up.
Yeah, I didn't get clipped. I just thought it'd be funny to say. And for that, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
I'm going to
Be
apologize
thankful.
to the estate of Cosby and to the estate of the molested.
I guess I was a much cuter kid.
Yeah, that's the takeaway.
Yeah. I guess I'm better at making older friends. No, I was my babysitter's favorite job. Why do you ask?
Just a complete takeaway.
I think my voice got frozen at that age, and that's why I have a high voice. Like, you know that joke about porn stars?
That's a real thing.
I think I have a high voice because I was molested, and I say that to people, and they think I'm making a joke, and I'm like, no, really.
Really?
I think molested me just kept talking like this forever.
Yeah, JT, this voice works. We're getting pussy at 8 years old. If it ain't broke. The second link here, we can just flash the headline, but this is the case that Dorsey is supposed to be, his car was seen outside of another flame on South Congress, which is a part of Austin. This is the part of Battle Bend, which is when you go south of Ben White, just south of the Travis Heights neighborhood. There's the Old Hills Cafe, which is closed, and there's a neighborhood in Austin that's just like, the value is just skyrocketing. And there's an idea that this building was getting burnt so that it could be, you know, written off as a loss. That's fine. The next link on here is the other case, and this happened also less than a year ago. Okay, yeah, that one. No, actually, sorry. That right here.
Other car dealership?
That one. So all these cases are done by the Continental Auto Group owner, Dorsey. This other one, Charles Mond, this is a pretty famous case that happened.
Really interesting.
Yeah, did you guys hear about this? Oh wow, this has happened 2 years ago. But basically Charles Mond Jr., Eric Charles Mond, the heir to the Charles Mond dynasty of car dealerships, called out a hit on his ex-wife. And
you know what name I haven't seen once in all this intrigue? Mm-hmm. Leaf Johnson Ford.
So shout out to Leaf, you know.
Leaf Johnson Ford, the only car dealership in Austin that won't rape and kill your ex-girlfriend.
Well, let's not say that's not these guys.
Oh, name another. Name another car dealership.
Well, let's bleep out the R word. Huh?
That won't retard and kill your ex-girlfriend.
Wait, so they did it. They killed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. The purported former Israeli soldier and 2 ex-Marines were paid $750,000. That's what it costs, guys. So get your bread up.
That sounds expensive.
Do you think that's too much? Do you think he overpaid?
Oh, how much would you kill a man for?
You could get a homeless guy to do it for, I imagine.
No.
Or just 4 guys outside of Frazier's to do it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And we do express condolences to the victim and their families. This story is interesting though, because the car dealership business is vanishing. You have these companies like Carvana, you have CarMax.
You even have Amazon working directly with car manufacturers now.
Absolutely.
They just launched, what is it, Hyundai or Honda? They're only doing one of them for now until they can do all of them.
Until they can strictly sell you a car from the factory to delivered to your house.
Yeah, I leased this from Amazon.
And these car dealership owners are getting froggy with this new attack on their business model. They're acting out in strange ways. They're setting buildings on fire. They're calling hitmen. This is the death rattles. This is whenever Tony Soprano was, beating up his own henchmen. It's the quakes before the actual fall. You know what I mean? So we're seeing these crazy, outlandish, Wild West behaviors before these dynasty people, these regional petite bourgeoisie disappear.
I mean, here's the thing. If your money comes from storing cars in a parking lot until someone buys them, it's pretty easy to imagine that being replaced. But at the same time, someone like, Amazon or even buying directly from Tesla, it's not like it's going to get any better. It's just the industry's changing in a way to where it's like, yeah, we're just going to have some other sicko being the middleman. But these middlemen have been around forever, and they're bumming, dude. Imagine just having millions of dollars because you own a bunch of parking lots with good marketing. And then that being taken away. That's got to be heartbroken, dude. That's going to make you want to kill an ex-wife or two. Just all your wealth being taken away because it's useless. Your job is fucking useless and stupid.
For a century, your biggest enemy was hail.
Yeah.
Now you mean to tell me some tech nerds just eradicating my business model?
Insane.
What the fuck?
Do you think it's going to be better to buy cars directly from...
God, no.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think it gets better. I just think it stays... It's a new boss, same as the old boss.
Do you think that people think it's going to be better? Because I talk to people that think that, like, oh yeah, the dealership model's outdated, and it's like, okay, that's a dumb way to phrase it, but sure. When I hear that, I go like, oh, the new sexy way is the new good way to buy directly from Ford, so they can charge whatever they want. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, let's not go
what are you
ahead.
Talking about?
Yeah, let's not go ahead and say that the synergized, streamlined form of capitalism is any better for us. It's just the new way to buy it.
Yeah.
We're not trying to boo-hoo and moan, but is it better? I don't know.
I love those people. I love those people that see things so beautifully, where it's like, oh, dude, you know what's going to fix this? A little bit of software. Oh, you know what would fix the housing crisis? If instead of the title companies, we had Bitcoin ledgers. Oh, that will get it. Oh, if we could Bitcoin all the houses, dude, then there'd be no more homeless people, huh?
No, you understand? My garage is on the blockchain. The fuck? What are you talking about?
I liked it in like 2018 or whatever. I don't know. Maybe this was last year for all I fucking know.
Yeah.
Gary V talking about NFTs nonstop. Every time I'd scroll online, he'd be like, if you can get a ticket that's an NFT, man, you can get 100 NFTs, and that's worth $1 million. From 6 years from now, when you're looking at your NFTs, you're going to say, Gary, thanks for telling me to get all these NFTs, man. And now NFTs are worthless, right?
Yeah.
Did we win?
We beat the NFTs.
Yeah, 15 months ago, he was like, we got to give more money to Ukraine, and also you got to buy bathing apes. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? What? Aren't you supposed to be like the motivational speaker? Like, what is this?
Motivating me to buy some apes and send some money to Azov, tell you that much.
I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you what.
Tell you what, Mr. V.
I'll say. Yeah.
So this guy, he tried to hire a Mossad guy, and he did. The guy went out in Nashville, killed that dude. Is this the guy? You thought this dude was in Mossad?
No.
This is the boyfriend that got shot.
This is the victim.
That seems like a working class guy that got shot, dude.
It was just like
that guy's definitely not Mossad. That's a guy like me. That is a man like me. I see myself in his eyes.
It's a man in his mid-40s who started dating a woman also in her mid-40s, and then the ex-husband fucking hired an IDF soldier and Marines to kill him. One day...
it's horrible. It is funny, though.
Oh, how regular he looks?
Well, it's just like, what a situation to find yourself in. Like, this poor schmuck had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, because there's the thrill of any new romance, right? You're like, oh my God, does she like me? Oh my God, we have something common. Then there's the first time you fuck. You're like, damn.
I hope a Mossad agent doesn't kill me for this.
She likes this? Damn. Everything's electric. And then 5 months later, you're like, hey, babe, did you eat all the Thai food from last night? Boom! There's a...
But suddenly, Special Agent Morty's blasting your head off from a mile away in a 50 cal through your window.
You vaguely hear a guy speaking Hebrew, and you're like, what the fuck?
There are Jews in the floor.
Say what you want about Mossad. Say what you want about Mossad, all right? If you're just like some Israeli guy that got into too much trouble at a water park in Venezuela, they'll send 6 commandos to rescue you from that jail. All right, dude? I wish CIA, if like I went to Mexico City and tried to get a prostitute and got arrested, I could just call CIA and then like, yeah, dude, we're sending 6 fucking Rambos to save one of our citizens even though he's in the wrong.
Meanwhile, if you get taken as a hostage in this country, you are used as political capital. Yeah. Sit tight. Because they're going to use you to motivate voters to vote for you in the re-election period. And then as soon as they're elected, that's when they free you.
That's a dream.
Do you know how this guy got caught?
No.
So actually...
Wait. Was this an extramarital affair? Or I thought that they had...
No, it was his girlfriend, and then they broke up, apparently. And then...
Oh, I thought that the Mond was... I thought he was married to this woman. They got divorced. And then the redheaded guy who died was... Oh, wait, scroll up to the headline again.
Okay, it says Eric Charles, family, blah, blah, blah.
His former girlfriend. Oh, he was never even married.
They were never married. No, it was just a girlfriend.
That's it, you know.
I think it was a tale of blackmail, I'm pretty sure. So there's actually a podcast on it by an Austin guy, and that's what I listened to. I think it's called Imposters with the podcast. It's by a guy that calls himself Concerned Citizen. But the reason I know this story at all is that podcast. It's good. We're plugging another podcast. Check out that podcast. It's called, I don't know.
And this is a story I found this morning because the whole arson case happened 2 days ago, and the other one in South Congress happened a few days before that. And it just reminded me of an old story where I was like, oh yeah, these car dealers are wilding out, you know?
Yeah. Someone come check your car dealerships. Someone come check your mans. That's my opinion. Someone come check your, if you have a mans that owns a car dealership, check your mans, please, and respectfully. Check your mans. Otherwise, what is he setting houses on fire, killing ex-girlfriends, charging 25% over sticker price, unlike Leif Johnson Ford? You only pay sticker price at Leif Johnson Ford.
No negotiating.
No, this isn't an ISIS hostage situation. You walk in there, you pay your sticker price, and guess what? If you drive off that lot and you're even a little bit unhappy, you can give me a call. JT Kelley with Leif Johnson Ford. I'll get you in a new SUV by tomorrow. I'm JT Kelley. You know what sucks is I do impressions of my own voice. I'm JT Kelley, the machete. They call me the sales machete. I don't have to do it. I always make my voice higher prices when I want to join in and making fun of me, but I already do it. I always want to be a part of it, and so I go like, yeah, I'm JT. I already do it. I don't need to, but I just like being a part of something bigger than myself, you know?
Yeah, you really are. You're looking for meaning.
Oh, God, I've been looking for meaning all the time.
I mean, you joined a Pentecostal church and then immediately joined a Maoist cult, and then you get married. You're just looking for institutions.
I remember,
you're looking to institutions. Then you go to Stone Church.
Yeah, I was in this study group one time. We were talking about outreach to get people involved in like Maoist thought, right? Getting involved in study groups and front organizations that we were creating.
Right.
And I said, this is so much like witnessing in Christianity. I was like, we create little organizations and we create little charities, and then we bring people in to share the ideas, and they can take part in the resources regardless, but the idea is to win over their ideas to our ideas.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, it's different.
No,
this is different. This is meeting material need in order to win them over to ideological fronts. Okay.
No, don't call us evangelicals.
Yeah.
We're just spreading the good word.
Like, this sounds like something I've done a long time, guys. Pretty sure I could do this. Pretty sure I can give out free shirts at a free store and just not call it a charity. This is mutual aid? You got it, buddy.
No, Simon Peter was a fisherman. Jesus was a carpenter. We all just sell ketamine.
All our parents pay our rents, man.
We none of us have a skill. Well, what are we at time-wise?
We have probably another 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to start the sports stuff?
I think we should do a whole episode on that. I think we've done great kind of riffing on car stuff. We got to edit this conversation out. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with this. How do you feel?
Us talking this right now?
We got to edit like this right now.
I see.
So they don't look like,
Hey, so whenever we go back, just see
Ready?
this?
1, 2, 3. That gets a spike on the mic.
There you go.
And then this one is when you know to come back in. 1, 2, 3. Oh, man.
Oh, fuck.
I never bought it. The only new car I've ever bought
Yeah?
from Leif Johnson Ford.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is why you're actually...
The Toyota Tacoma I got outside, that 2012, less than 100,000 miles, V6 engine and only a 4-liter.
Well, you bought a Toyota from Leif Johnson Ford?
I bought a Toyota
Hey,
Tacoma
well, you know what?
from Leif Johnson Ford.
You know what I like about that? His first name is Leif.
Yeah.
L-E-I-F.
Yeah.
The only other Leaf I've ever heard of is Leif Erikson.
Leif Erikson.
Yeah.
They did put a bumper sticker on the back of my car, so I immediately covered it up with another bumper sticker.
Would you put on that bitch?
So I found this website called freechristianbumperstickers.org, and the one I wanted, it said, this is the best bumper sticker I've ever seen.
Go ahead.
It says, nothing cooks your goose faster than a hot temper.
Ooh, baby. I don't even know what that means.
I loved it. So I ordered it, but then I put in the message, hey, I'm a local Christian in Austin, Texas. If you could send me 7 or 8 or more bumper stickers in total, I'd appreciate it. Dude sent me about a dozen and a bunch of crazy propaganda, but one of them said, sin will thrill then kill. I thought that was cool, and it was like this big. So I just cut off the part that said sin will thrill, and I put that on the back to cover up the Leif Johnson Ford. They sent me another one that says TV is teaching your children profanities. True. Hard to disagree with.
I mean, that
You're a
one's
big
like...
bumper sticker guy, huh?
I love
How
bumper
many do you
stickers.
have?
I have about a dozen. Only one on my car, though.
The man has 7 Carhartt hats.
You know what they say about bumper stickers? That the more bumper stickers you have on your car, statistically, the more likely you are to experience road rage.
Zero doubt about that. One of the stickers that I got said, laugh at me now. Laugh at me now. It said, laugh at me now. I'll be laughing when Jesus comes back and you don't have any Jesus stuff bumper stickers on your car. The bumper sticker is this big, I swear to God.
That's not real.
I swear to God. The bumper stickers this guy sends me are all this big. They all have bold font, and they all are nonsense or Bible verses. Another one says...
These are meant for a killdozer?
Another one says, what would you have done if your mother chose to abort you? This fucking long. These are hilarious.
Yeah, what would you do?
Well, interesting question. I would die. I would just be dead.
You're like, I live in Texas, so my mom would get sued.
I live in Texas. I'd just be in the foster system somewhere getting molested.
Yeah,
My life wouldn't be that different.
Have you heard of the Franklin scandal?
It's funny when you learn about like adoption or fostering and you kind of think like, oh shit, so you're just like buying and selling kids. And it's like, yeah, it's actually really bad.
Yeah.
It's actually like really fucking
I know, and then
bad.
you start to look at people who are good people differently. Like my cousin was like talking about how she has 3 kids like with her husband, and they're talking about adopting someone. I was like, you fucking sicko.
You pervert.
You pervert.
I also like the other end of that is
Kidding.
when like you've seen this kind of and I mean honestly I didn't really
there are
start
good
seeing it
people
until
out there.
2020, but around 2020 I started seeing people say don't adopt non-white kids if you're white. Have you seen that?
Well, what?
I've only seen
No.
people argue that online, but like I've seen people I know personally argue that online.
Why? What's the logic?
They say racial trauma, blah blah blah, stuff like that. And I think, and just to be clear, there's levels that are true. Sure, if I am a white guy and I have a black kid, there are things that black kid that I won't be able to comprehend as a white person. Doesn't mean I can't love and raise a black kid. That's insane.
But
Yeah,
that's
what if you have to like, the white kids are probably expensive too,
They are.
It's going to be hard to find.
Yeah, I got two little Asian kids for the price of one good white.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's such a bad argument, the trauma, because you were not adopted. You grew up in a nuclear household. So by the time, adopting any kid regardless of race, they have trauma that you will never fully be able to understand.
100%.
So like, just get the kid in a loving home.
I see eye to eye with you. I'm not even just talking about
you keep doing this with yours.
We keep doing what?
You keep pulling yourself.
Hey, buddy. I'm looking directly at you, buddy.
And I keep asking you to stop.
So does the ladies at the bank. They hate that. And I go, but please, let me deposit.
The kids you adopted.
Please, I want to come back anytime soon, Miss Arin. I just want to deposit my check. And she's like, you don't bank here. You haven't had an account at Wells Fargo in 4 years. We've asked you to leave 15 times.
The two kids in Vietnam you adopted are like, when we go to college and we will not put you, we're going to put you in a home.
I went to high school with a girl who was a Chinese chick adopted by white parents, and her white parents did make racist jokes like that to her.
Oh no!
They did make racist jokes like that to her. But I also knew a guy who had a half Asian son and made jokes about his son having a tiny dick to me one time, and I said, "That's insane. Why would you make fun of your half Asian son for having a tiny dick?" And he goes, "Oh, I never thought about it." And I said, "Don't say that in front of him." And he goes, "Well, yeah, because he was a little kid. He was making a joke. He was trying to be like, oh, you're a comedian. I'm your friend. Let's riff. Let's take it way too far." But I was like, "It's your son, dude." And he's like, "Oh, I never really thought about it. It's a good point."
I guess I should
wow.
respect my property.
But I don't know. I've seen it. I've seen from people I know, people that I think are smart, arguing online. And people I thought were smart when I was a fucking communist.
Right.
But so who knows what my trustworthiness there. But people that I thought was smart was fucking smoking a crack rock, reading Marx. And they're saying that it's harmful for kids. And the thing is, and this is like very, very like I'm in academia of me. I think there's a level of that's true, sure. I just think what you said is way more true. Get this kid into a loving home. If he has to experience a little bit of racism, that's just fucking life, dude. Work in the kitchen anywhere, you're gonna see racism as alive and well, dude.
I mean, there are kids with their biological parents who are getting told they have a little dick because of their race. So, life is shit wall to wall. That's a Louis C.K. line that I always remember.
Life is shit wall to wall.
Yeah.
You know what Louis C.K. line I always remember?
What's that?
Is when he said, "I've never said the N-word except that time I got a really good cappuccino." You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It was that N-word made the shit out of my cappuccino. I thought that was really funny.
Sure.
It's a really good joke.
Yeah.
Louis C.K., friend of the show. Friend of the pod, Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Yeah. Louis C.K., the only comedian that won't fucking kill your ex-girlfriend. He works for Leif Johnson Ford.
Okay. How do we get out of here? Closing thoughts?
Car dealerships. We don't hate to see you go. We don't hate to see you leave. We don't hate that you were here. We don't love that you were here. In fact, the only opinion that this show is officially taking, Leif Johnson Ford, the best car dealership in Austin, Texas.
This is a very Austin, Texas news-heavy story, and the next episode that we're going to record has national implications, and we're excited to explore it with you guys. We're also going to take a deeper look into the cases that the Minton, Bassett, Flores law firm has covered and defended over the decades in this fine city of Austin, Texas. I think it's those cases and that law firm are some of the things, or some of the stories and that have made this city such a strange and dark city with like serious political precedent and implications.
I think next week we should cold call those attorneys. I can get their cell phones offline.
Okay, all right. But regardless, we're so excited for you guys to unpack those stories with us. And, we hope you made you laugh and took your time off your miserable ass lives.
Well, why don't you do plugs?
Yeah. Check me out. It's at Sam Castillo Comedy on Instagram, everywhere. YouTube, everything.
My Instagram is God's favorite comedian. Just add me there, and I'll message you. You can direct message me. I'm very approachable.
Our producer?
Well, I was going to say, I also made Instagrams for the show, at Bad News Pod. And then you can also find us on TikTok at Bad News Pod.
And, of course, the Creek in the Cave Network, podcast network on YouTube, where we are.
Yeah, and then that's everything. Cool.
All right, I'm Sam.
I'm JT.
And?
I'm Jimmy. Peace.
Thank you. See you next week.
Well done, boys.
Sick.
That was an hour.